What's up, YouTubers? Bit Loud here, and in this episode it's going to be a how-to video. As you see, I have a hoverboard here. I bought this thing all the way back in 2014. I beat the heck out of it and I love it, but by now the batteries are dead, and to have someone else repair it is ridiculous cost, so I'm going to repair it myself. I got a brand new battery. I'm going to show you guys how to take it apart, how to swap out the battery. You're only going to need one tool, Phillips head screwdriver, and about 10 minutes of free time. So let me crack this thing open and let's get right into it. Alright, so what you're going to do first, you're going to flip it over. You're going to pick it up and you're going to find the side that's heavier. The heavier side, which is this side, which is okay. So the first thing you're going to do, you're going to do is flip it over. You're going to lift it up. You're going to feel which side is heavier. The heavier side, which is this one clearly, it has the battery in it. There's only a battery in one side. So you're going to be pulling off one side of these plastic panels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 Phillips head screws right here. So you pop them all off. One, keep them kind of in order so you know which ones. I think they're all the same screw, so it doesn't really matter. I like to jump around and do the four corners and then the middles first. So that's 2. Okay, 3. Okay, 2 more. Now when you pull off the cover, be careful because it does have lights connected by a wire. You don't just yank it off because you'll break the wire. Oops. Is that all? Nope, one more. Okay. Should come off. This one's still got a little bite to it. Okay, so see, it comes off. There's the battery. See the wires connected here. You don't want to yank those off. Just set that off to the side. The screws are going to fall off. That's fine. So you see the battery here. First of all, before you take anything apart, make sure you got the same battery. This is a 36 volt 4400 mAh. So I got a brand new replacement Samsung 36 volt 4400 mAh. Okay. Make sure it's the same size. Looks good. Okay. Next, there's going to be 4 more screws with Phillips head. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're just holding the battery down with this bracket. So you're going to remove that. There's 1. There's 2. Oh, this one's actually broken. 3, 4. Okay. So now you should be able to pull the bracket off, unless I didn't get it up. Okay, so the bracket comes off. I'll leave it over here with the other 2 screws so they don't get lost. Okay, so now the battery is free. This is not part of the battery, that's part of the motherboard. Grab the battery here, slide it out. Okay, and now it's connected by 1 wire. See that right there? So I'll put the battery on the side. I'm going to take the wire. I'm going to unplug it. See if there's a push or anything. Nope, it's just a pull. Pull it right out. Boom, boom. Okay. I'm going to take my new battery. Also a Samsung, same brand, but it does look different. Brand new. I'm going to slide this guy in there. Put all the wires back where they were on top of the battery. Make sure that's firm. I'm gonna take this, try to wire it just like the other one was, so there's no wires gonna get clipped or anything. Boom. And then to know which way you're going in the right direction, there's a little notch here, obviously. So put the notch with the notch and plug it in, okay? Now, before I'm gonna put it all back together, I'm gonna make sure it works. There it is. Battery back on. I'm not gonna ride it, obviously, but just for it to turn on like that is a good sign. So I'm gonna turn it back off. Okay. Put the bracket back on. Line her up there. Make sure it's all set. And I'm gonna start screwing this bad boy back in. Now this battery cost me $50 on eBay, which is kind of a lot, but back in 2014, I paid about $400 for this hoverboard. So for an extra $50 to have it back up and running, it's worth it to me. Now the battery actually seems a little bigger than the other one, so let me make sure I can get the bracket down here. Okay, so just want to make sure I'm not pinching any wires, make sure it's all good. Seems to be good. Good, okay. Last two. You don't want to over tighten them. Just make sure they're snug. You don't want to, use all your might. You don't want to be the world's strongest man for stuff like this. Finesse goes a long way. Okay, now this has a broken piece, so I'm not going to use that anymore. Hopefully it grabs a little onto the plastic, which it does. Okay, so make sure everything's in place. Hand tight. Give this one a few. Hand tight. Okay, so that battery's not going anywhere. Boom. And all you do is take the cover piece, put it back on, line it up. Make sure it's in the right spots here. It seems to be a little bit bigger because that battery. That's why I ran tighten it. There it is. Tighten it all down. Okay. Now we start. Like I said, I like to start from the corners, get them, hand tight, and then go with the rest. So definitely it feels a little bit different. Like I don't want to say the battery's puffy, but let me make sure this is all right here. Okay, nope, it's not lining up right. There we go. There it is. Okay, make sure you're lined up right. You don't want to pinch wires. You don't want to cut any ties here, especially with something like this. Okay, so get this side down, at least snug. Okay. Now you don't want to tighten them completely. You want to get them like, 80% down, and then you go back around and tighten them all completely, just so they're all lined up evenly. This one doesn't seem to be it. It's grabbed. Okay. 3 more on this side. Sorry if I'm blocking view here. Go. Got this one right here. And this guy right here. Okay. So tighten up these guys. They're all getting snug, not completely tight yet. And like I said, I'll go around a second time and make sure they're all good and tight. Okay, here we go. It's good. Bop, 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 bop. This one's gotta go in. I'd recommend doing this by hand, not with a drill, so you can, actually get a feel for what you're doing. You don't want to over tighten it. It's only it's metal going into plastic, so if you over tighten it, it's gonna pop. And last one. Okay. Okay, so now they're all a little snug, so I'm gonna go back around, give them an extra little. See, because if you tighten them all, then they're all gonna start feeling different. This one had a lot of bite left, but good right there. That one's good. Good. A couple of turns on that guy. This one has a bite. A couple turns on that guy. This one's a little loose because it's a broken peg. Good. Go down this side. Good. Tight. Tight. Okay, all good. Turn back over. Here we go. Now my hoverboard that was useless about 10 minutes ago, it's now back and ready to go. And that is how you change the battery on a hoverboard. If you guys like this, please drop a comment down below and subscribe. We're trying to hit 1,500 subscribers soon. We're on the way. Thank you for everyone for subscribing. But if you like this video, make sure to drop a like. And I guess you could say it got a bit loud in here. Later, guys.